Welcome back to Orchid House. I'm Olivier in Fort Lauderdale, and today I wanted to show you how I am potting a Stanhopea that I just bought from South America. There's not that many vendors in the United States who sell and who carry Stanhopea, so I buy most of mine in South America. Because of regulations, they have to come bare rooted, so which is a big trauma for the plant. This is a division, Stanhopea possadei. They have to go through cargo in a plane, then they arrive here, they are packed up and then sent by mail. So it's a lot of stress. I mean, this one actually has a new growth, but I'm not holding my breath. It's probably not going to survive because of all the trauma. Now, Stanhopeas have to stay hydrated at all times, but the thing is, while they should be moist, they should not be soggy or wet. And so what I've learned, especially bigger ones like this one that I'm going to show you afterwards, I mean, they are established, that's fine, I keep them wet. But the smaller ones that have to establish themselves, I usually tend to let them grow on the slightly drier side. So this is an example, Stanhopea embreya. I got it 6 months ago. There's one new growth, 2 new growths, 3 new growths, and that's already on top of previous ones. And you see it's a very strong plant. And I think it should be under potted or very tightly potted. This is what I did with this one. It's very happy. So I let it go dry and then I water it, and this way it works great. This is a counter example. I over potted this one. You see there's plenty of space there. Stanhopea nigripes, and actually I already had one first growth that rotted. This is 1 year old. It's not doing good. There's a new growth here and I'm not so happy. I think I'm just gonna repot it and reduce the size to that one, because that's too much moisture. So this is what I'm going to accomplish today, and what I'm using is a mix. There's like 50% sphagnum moss, a bunch of bark, and then some perlite to help dry out and air out the medium, and there's also a bunch of charcoal, because these are Stanhopeas need a lot of fertilizer, and the charcoal helps neutralize excess in the medium because of the fertilizer. So my pot here, I put a little bit of cocoa fiber at the bottom. That's gonna prevent the layer of charcoal that I put at the bottom again, because I'm gonna fertilize them a lot. I want the charcoal there. And if I don't put the cocoa fiber, it's gonna go right through it. And then next I'm gonna have to work on getting this baby inside this pot. I want a good enough balance, and I don't want too much of the sphagnum moss, because it will remain too wet if that's the case. This one I'll try to keep the moss away from the base of the new growth, because it will help maybe prevent it from rotting. So I'm trying to have it real tight in the pot. There's a lot of moss there. Put some more of the inert stuff. Okay, so I won't do this on camera, but I will also, since these are gonna be hung, there's a hanger, so I'm gonna do this, and then with clips I'm gonna make sure that I attach 2 or 3 of the leaves to these hangers, because the plant is somewhat stable. It's actually fairly stable, but I really wanted to avoid being wobbly. It's just like mounting a plant. Any plant that you repot should never wobble, because they tend to shut down, and if they shut down they stop growing roots and then they die. So once this is all done, well, again, these leaves are going to be stretched and clipped against this so that it's really firmly attached there. What I did do outside of the camera eye was also clean these leaves. They still need to be cleaned further with alcohol 70%, and then also spray with peroxide to try and kill whatever bugs or diseases they might come with. Okay, so that's this one now. I also wanted to, oops, can't do that. I want to showcase this beautiful Stanhopea Yolanda Breck. Now this is a hybrid. I grow mostly species, and that's why I really need them from South American vendors, because they're hard to find in the US. It's easier to find hybrids. And all Stanhopeas tend to be fast growers, but the hybrids are always on steroids. So these grow very fast. This plant, believe it or not, is only 2.5 years old. Look how many bulbs I have. 2.5 years ago there were only 5 little bulbs in the middle. So it grows constantly and constantly. Now, so obviously you would think it grows very well. The only disappointment I've only had, this is the second time it blooms after 2.5 years, seems to be around this time. I would hope to have more inflorescences than just one. So we'll see. I've already increased the fertilizer. I'm reluctant to increase the light because the leaves are burning a little bit, so I don't think I can go there. So maybe it needs to be a little older, we'll see. Regarding the flowers, so they are really, really pretty and really big. That's because there's 4 species in the background, 3 of which have large flowers. These are like 14 centimeters or 6 inches by 12 centimeters or 5 inches, so it's a pretty large flower. It has nigroviolacea or violacea, I think that's how you're supposed to say. It has insignis and grandiflora, which are all large flowers, so that you find in here. The saccata, which is a smaller flower, has an impact on the hypocyle, which is very saccate, as you can tell. That comes from that plant. There's only 3 flowers, but I don't think I'm gonna get a lot more because all of the species in the background only grow 4 or 5 flowers anyway, so I guess that's gonna be it. So it's beautiful, grows like crazy. I keep it moist. The only thing I'm hoping is to get more inflorescences down the road, but this is how fast a Stanhopea grows. As long as it's happy, it grows non-stop, and many bulbs at the same time after a little while. And like you see, this one is only 6 months old, 3 new grows at once. It's not a big plant, so if you do what they like, they're going to reward you. There's actually, I think there's even more here. I don't know what that is. Maybe it's even a flower. That would be interesting. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, so the main topic here was what to do with a new arrival, bare-rooted Stanhopea from South America. This is what I recommend doing, and like I said, I will let it go dry and then make it real moist. Then it's going to dry again, and I think that's the best way for the plant to establish itself. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Have a good day. Bye.